Good morning and welcome to Wired, energizing conversation for Midland members. I'm Ryan Hinn, your host. I'm joined this morning by Shelly York of the Iowa Association of Electric Cooperatives, who Shelly is actually in charge of their youth programs. So the youth tour, which we talk a lot about here at Midland, but then also their Leadership Academy, which is coming up. And so we asked Shelly to join us today to talk about Leadership Academy, what it is, and how your kids can get involved in it. Shelly, welcome.
Well, thank you, Ryan. Good morning.
We really appreciate you taking the time to join us today. So Leadership Academy, this is something that you guys started last year, right?
We started it last year because of COVID, we did not have youth tour for 2 years, and we wanted another way to reach out to rural students that are interested in, history and government and leadership and service. So we started the Iowa Youth Leadership Academy, and we really reach out to mostly early high school students, but any high school student is welcome to attend. And in a nutshell, it's 3 Zoom webinars, and they take place in October, which happens to be Cooperative Month. And the first webinar, we talk about the cooperative business model and why it's different and how cooperatives are different and how they give back to the communities. The second webinar, we talk about advocacy and how students can advocate locally and at the state and federal level for about issues that are important to them. And then our last session is on leadership. We talk about how students can be they can be leaders in their community and in their schools.
And Shelly, let me ask you, we were talking a little bit before we went on air. Sounded like last year you guys had a phenomenal turnout.
We had a great turnout. I was expecting maybe around 20, and we had well over 100 students register. And about 90 of them attended the session. So we were thrilled with the response we got.
And these aren't huge, these aren't like 3-hour-long sessions, right? I mean, these are entertaining and fairly short.
Yeah, they'll last about 45 minutes, an hour at the very most. So, we really pack a lot into a short period of time.
And again, so this is open. I mean, this is really open to any high school student. Obviously, we'd love our Midland members, high schoolers to participate, but any of the cooperative kids.
Absolutely. We'd love to have them.
And Shelly, I know because you were showing me a little bit off camera, but there's actually, you get a little something to participate, don't you?
You do. We have swag boxes that we'll send to all the students that register by October 1st. And I've got a few things here. We have a little light ring that they can put on their computer. We've got you always have to have fidget toys. We have t-shirts, water bottles, and we have even one of these a little slide thing that you put over your computer camera where you can turn, cover your camera and then we also have, of course, we want them to take notes. So we send them a pad of paper and a pen. So for all the students that register by October 1st, they'll get one of these swag bags.
And Shelly, how do kids go about registering?
It's very simple. They just need to go to iowayouthtour.com and there's a link at the top of the page to register.
Now, in addition to those swag boxes, you guys also have some other kind of prizes, some incentive prizes that they'll be entered to win if they attend all 3 events, correct?
Yeah, if they attend all 3 events, they'll be put into a random drawing, and we have 2 $1,000 college scholarships to give away.
Well, that makes it worth it.
It does make it worth it.
And I think you also have a pair of AirPods, right?
Yeah. So at the end of every session, everybody who's in the session, there's also a random drawing, and we're giving away a set of AirPods at the end of each evening session.
Very nice. You know, Shelly, kind of dovetailing with something that's been a long tradition at the cooperatives, the youth tour, which you head up and I know led again this year. Really the cooperative business model, one of those cooperative principles is education. And so we're very involved in our communities trying to promote understanding the cooperative business model, understanding, in our instance, the electric cooperatives. But tell me a little bit about, from a statewide perspective, you guys are clearly very active. Why do you take the time to do all this?
We take the time because part of the cooperative's business model is giving back to the community and investing in the youth. And it's very important that these students know what the cooperatives are. They know why a cooperative is different and how they invest in their local communities and in these students in particular. Because they may not always be a member of a cooperative, but they may someday be an employee of a cooperative, or at least they'll know about cooperatives and what makes them different.
Well, and I think that's a big takeaway when we talk with the students who've had the opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. on the youth tour. And they come back with such a different perspective, just in terms of the important role that cooperatives play in all levels of our society and economy. Electric cooperatives being just one of those. I know, and in fact, man, already youth tour application time is coming up, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Usually we start seeing applications end of the year, first part of the year for sure. So it'll be here before we know it.
I know. And we always have such outstanding students, and just really always encourage kids, if they're at all interested, to contact myself or contact Shelly. Happy to answer any questions about the youth tour or about Leadership Academy. So Shelly, one more time for anybody who's just joining us, Leadership Academy kicks off October 6th. Have to register by October 1st to get that great swag box. And remind us, how can kids get on and register?
All they need to do is go to iowayouthtour.com, and there's a link at the top of the page to register. It's pretty simple.
That's wonderful. Well, Shelly, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you for all you do for the state's youth. And we appreciate everybody out there watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you.